Hi, my name is Patty and I work at the Eastern Gateway Library. I'm going to do a brief tutorial today on how to format an MLA paper in Microsoft Word. MLA formatting has some general guidelines that we must adhere to when creating a paper. It must be on 8.5 by 11 paper with 1-inch margins all around. This is the default setting for Word, so we don't need to worry about changing that. It should be double spaced and the font should be Times New Roman with a 12-point font size. There is no title page in an MLA paper, but it should have a works cited page at the end for references. Each paragraph should be indented 1/2 inch, and there should be a header aligned at the top right that contains your last name and consecutive page numbers. To open a new Word document, click on the Start menu button. Click on Word. Click on Blank Document, and a new blank document will appear. Make sure the Home tab is selected on the ribbon. The first thing we're going to do is set the font and font size. Click the down arrow next to the font box and select Times New Roman from the drop-down menu. It's alphabetical, so it's almost at the very bottom. Click the down arrow next to the font size box and select 12 from the drop-down menu. Now we are going to change the spacing of the paper. Click the Paragraph Dialog Box Launcher symbol in the corner of the paragraph group on the ribbon. A paragraph dialog box will appear. Make sure the Indents and Spacing tab is selected. In the Spacing section, use the arrows to select 0 for before and after. In the Line Spacing section, click the down arrow and select Double. Click OK. Right now, only the body of our paper is Times New Roman 12 point, and we want that to be the default for the entire paper. So we hover our mouse over Normal in the Styles group and right-click. If we left-click, all of the settings will revert to the default settings, and then we will have to start all over again with font size, and spacing. So we right-click and select Update Normal to match selection. Now we want to create a header and insert page numbers. Click the Insert tab on the ribbon and select Header in the Header and Footer group. From the drop-down menu, click on Edit Header. The Header and Footer Tools tab will be displayed on the ribbon now. Click on Page Number, select Top of Page, choose Plain Number 3. The page number will be inserted at the right margin. MLA requires that the author's last name and a space be added before the page number in the header. The cursor should be to the left of the page number. Type your last name, hit space. Close the header by clicking the red X in the Header and Footer Contextual tab. MLA does not require a title page. Do not create one unless requested by your instructor. Begin the first page in the upper left-hand side of your paper with a heading that contains your name, your instructor's name, your class and section, and the date. Each of the elements should be on its own line and the text should be double-spaced. Use the Enter key after each item to move the cursor to the next line. After the date, hit Enter. We need to type the title below the header and center it by clicking the Center button in the paragraph group. The title should not be underlined, bold, italicized, all in caps or in quotations. All the words in the title should start with a capital letter except for articles like a, an, and, the. Hit Enter one more time. Now we are ready to begin typing our paper. Click the left alignment button, indent the beginning of each paragraph 1/2 inch by using the Tab key. In this setup process, though, I want to show you how to start your Works Cited page. We will come back after to begin typing the body of our paper. So now we need to insert a page break. That will ensure that our spacing will remain intact between each of our breaks, no matter what changes we make in the preceding section. Go to the Layout tab, click Break, and select Page. This will automatically begin a new page for our Works Cited page, which will be the last page in the paper. Make sure you are on the Home tab on the ribbon. Click the Center button in the paragraph group, type Works Cited. It should not be bold, underlined, all in caps, italicized, or in quotations. Press Enter to move the cursor to the next line. Click the left alignment button. Click on the Paragraph Dialog Box Launcher in the paragraph group. A paragraph dialog box will appear. Make sure the Indents and Spacing tab is selected. Locate the Indentation section. Click on the down arrow directly below Special. Select Hanging from the drop-down menu. The box to the right under the word by should read 0.5. If it does not, use the spin arrows to change it to that setting. Click on OK. Start to type your references. Make sure they are double-spaced with no extra spaces between the entries. They should be alphabetized by the first word in the citation. Once you have set up your paper, make sure you save it to the correct location. Click the File tab on the ribbon and click Save As on the menu that appears to the left. Click the Browse button if you're going to save it somewhere on the computer. A Save As dialog box will appear. At that point, choose where to save your document, whether it is in Documents, a flash drive, or your desktop. If the computer doesn't belong to you, ultimately make sure you save it somewhere in the cloud or on a flash drive after saving it to the computer first. If you've already typed out your paper but haven't started formatting yet, that's not a problem. All you need to do is go through, select all of the text, including the headers, and make the necessary changes to font size, spacing, and what's in the header themselves.